What is going on, guys? It's here. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing a horror movie. Let's get straight into it. The movie we're going to be reviewing today is The Conjuring Last Rites. I know most people might say I'm late, but I just wanted to make this video while showing some footage that I gathered while watching this film. So The Conjuring Last Rites is the fourth installment of the franchise and is also based on a true story, just like The Conjuring 1, 2, and The Devil Made Me Do It. So the movie opens up with young Ed and Lorraine on a case that's set in 1964, one of the first cases that comes back to haunt them later in life. So this movie has so much foreshadowing, like the mirror, Judy dying at birth and getting resurrected after a minute. But all honesty, the intro was actually really sad. The entire movie theater was just so sad. Some were even crying. Because yes, it is a very sad intro, but it's really inspiring as well. What I really love about these Conjuring movies is that these films are actually scary. The third Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, is really different from the rest because it's more of a case involving jury, rather than Conjuring 1 and 2 being about an exorcist and The Last Rites being a final page in the chapter type of story. The introduction of the movie explains a lot on why Judy's been getting haunted all her life, because of her mom. So this explains, since the early Conjuring to Annabelle Comes Home, Judy's been standing on business. This movie has a perfect script with telling the story with Ed and Lorraine. Throughout the Conjurings, we've seen Ed deal with his heart problems and it finally tells a sort of happy ending. Lorraine finally stops helping people for her own sanity, and Judy finally gets the love of her life and the peace she's been looking for all her life with her boyfriend Tony, or husband. Speaking of Tony and Ed had a great funny moment that gave us a little breather. A son-in-law and a father-in-law moment that worked perfectly well. Off-rip, Tony was a super likable character throughout the party. Another thing I loved about this film is the comedic to horror script writing. They knew when to be funny and when to get real serious, which is something modern movies are missing by a milestone. But this movie embodies the best of both worlds. The only issue I had with this movie was the horror and storytelling of Judy. Not only that, yes, they did a good job following the events of every Conjuring film, but we didn't get to see the full visions that Judy had. We didn't see the vision during the burial scene, nor when she went to the death site of Father Gordon. Speaking of Father Gordon, we really need movies based off him. I know you've seen some crazy stuff too. The story was about Ed and Lorraine leaving the haunting past behind them, but I wanted to see a scary movie. But if you guys are going to the movie theaters to see a scary movie, I'm sorry to say, but just rewatch The Conjuring 1, 2, and The Devil Made Me Do It. Because this movie doesn't really have that much scary stuff in here, which is sad to say and sad to see, but it was a really good movie. All in all, like I said, this movie did a great job with telling a good story. The other issue I had, like I said earlier, they took a long time helping the family. The only reason why Ed and Lorraine helped the other family was because of their daughter Judy was already there. She was already there trying to figure out what's going on, and because of Judy, they helped. And I kind of found it a little rude, but at the same time, what they do for a living is really super risky, so I kind of understand. Another thing I had a massive issue with was the ending. It was so cringy, it was really cliche, anticlimactic. I honestly didn't like it. I don't know if that's actually what happened. They could have done maybe a little better, just like, you know, what they do in every Hollywood ending when they don't have a good script. They call it a Hollywood ending. I wasn't there, like I said. Another thing was they kept showing the family outside of the house looking inwards, and I had a feeling that another big explosion was gonna happen outside, like what happened in the second Conjuring film, you know, when the windows broke and everything. I was kind of hoping for some damage outside of the house, like a big hole in the roof or a big hole in the wall, but nothing like that happened. But I mean, it was a good film overall. Now, would I recommend someone else this film? Yes. Conjuring is good. Would I watch this film again? No. Would I watch the other three instead of The Last Rites? Most definitely. Hurts to say, but it's just not for me. And why was there an end credit scene? The other three never had it, so why were you expecting people to stay in the movies to see nothing? And I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that it literally had it at the very last film. So out of the other three that didn't have the end credits, everyone literally just left except 4 or 5 people. Okay, so another thing I really enjoyed about this movie was the action sequences that they had and the little scary parts that they did have. What I really enjoyed is that Annabelle getting literally like 10 foot tall, becoming a huge demon. I really loved it. The intro when it says The Conjuring Last Rites, it was so eerie, it was so wonderful and amazing. The outro when it tells us a little more about like the debate of people talking mad stuff about them now that they're dead. It's always when they're dead they want to start talking. It's always the LGBTQ and the left people that want to start talking. They never want to look past the errors that they did and just look forward. But then again, you know, we all make mistakes, so who cares? But like I said, action wise, it was amazing. It was really, really good. I'm pretty sure 100% that was the last film that they're gonna make for The Conjuring, but we will be seeing more of a TV series because the TV series was actually announced like 3 to 4 years ago. Now that they know that people want to see more Conjuring, they're going to go ahead and greenlight it, and we're gonna go ahead and just see more, much more than the movies. Maybe hopefully a couple of seasons because they did around 1,000 cases. Not to mention in the intro when we see young Ed and Lorraine, I actually really enjoy those actor and actresses. I think they were pretty great. So let's hope that they come back and they reenact their role, and you know they surprise their role back into the series, and we see the new Ed and Lorraine. Because like I said, the old ones are really, really godlike. I really love the old actors. So let's hope that they don't flop with this one. Anyways, guys, that was my review on The Conjuring Last Rites. If you guys really enjoyed today's video, if you guys want to review another movie, I know I'm sorry I'm late, but it's alright. If you guys want to see more stuff and hear stuff like this, let me know down in the comment section below. As always, guys, I'm gonna be a real monkey. Later. AMC. This is a solid movie, bro.